Unsung Murder Ballads discusses topics of a graphic nature and in graphic detail and may not be suitable for children under the age of 13. Listener discretion is advised. Hey everybody, welcome back to Unsung Murder Ballads. This is going to be a bonus episode. I am Janus Dead.
I'm Jameson Dead.
And I'm Joyous Dead.
So today we're going to do a bonus episode about a case that not only do I feel a personal connection to this case because of how heartbreaking it is, and because I myself also suffer from suicidal thoughts, but this is a case that I actually do have a small, very, very small personal connection to, which I'll explain at the end.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Hitting close to home.
You'll see. This is the case of Daisy Coleman. Do you guys know who Daisy Coleman is?
Why does it sound really familiar?
It sounds familiar, but
we may have talked about it in the past, but we'll get into all of it as we go. And I'm sure once I mention the documentary, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's where I know Daisy Coleman.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right.
So Daisy Coleman was born on March 30th, 1997. At birth, her name was Catherine Daisy Coleman. And while she did go by Cat for a short spell, she would eventually abandon that and go only by Daisy, which is how I will refer to her throughout this episode.
Cool.
Daisy was born to Melinda, a veterinarian, and Michael Coleman, a physician. She had 3 brothers. The Colemans were normal, relatively happy people until tragedy struck them in 2009. Michael, Daisy, and one of her brothers were traveling in their car to watch another one of her brothers in a wrestling competition when the car hit a patch of black ice and went into a ravine.
Oh.
Daisy's father, Michael, died as a result.
Oh, that's so sad.
After his death, Daisy and the rest of the family moved from Albany to Maryville, Missouri. They basically said that staying around that same house after their the father had passed was just too hard.
Which makes sense.
Rough.
Yeah. Now the family initially fit into this new town perfectly. Daisy was pretty and popular, and at least one of her brothers was on a wrestling team at the school, and she was even doing cheerleading. So they fit in perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like everything might be okay after everything they had overcome until January 7th, 2012. 14-year-old Daisy and her 13-year-old friend Paige were spending the night at Daisy's house. Daisy's older brother had gone to sleep around 10 p.m. and was unaware that the girls were in the house drinking alcohol.
Uh-oh.
Paige started to feel a little dizzy and sick, so she laid down for a little bit. And it was around this time that Daisy was texting back and forth with a 17-year-old kid named Matthew Barnett.
Oh, not a good look.
Barnett was actually friends with Daisy's brother. They were on the same sports teams together. He asked her if she wanted to come over and drink with him.
Oh, no.
Daisy asked who else he was hanging out with, and Barnett listed off 3 names, all of them friends of her brother. Daisy
Interesting.
Yeah, that part to me really bothers me. My friends and I, throughout our entire lives, had basically the same rules. You don't date your friends' exes. You don't do anything with their sisters. Certainly not their mothers. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't do that.
Yeah, that's messed up.
If you're friends with her brother, she should be off limits.
Yeah, exactly.
So Daisy stated later that she was excited about the idea because she was a freshman and her friend was in the 8th grade. And these older boys wanted to hang out with them. Now, as I'm sure you guys remember, in terms of high school hierarchy, this is a good thing for the 2 girls. Get in good with the cool boys, at least how they would see it.
Yeah, I can definitely see how they would think that that's cool. All I'm seeing is red flag city.
Right, right,
but
exactly.
I can see it from a child's perspective.
Right, and I don't mean to say it like it's actually a good thing. From their perspective, it's a good thing. Daisy stated that when she and her friend Paige snuck out of the house, she was definitely already drunk, although she wasn't sure about that at the time.
Yeah, classic.
The boys picked the girls up in a car, but since Barnett was kind of hiding their presence from his parents, the girls had to walk through a neighboring yard to get to his house and slide in through a basement window.
Oh, yikes.
And it wasn't until they were inside that they realized that there were 5 boys there.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
And this is when things went from bad to worse.
Yes. Almost as soon as they arrived, Paige was taken into a different room by the youngest of the boys present.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Paige stated that she remembered constantly telling this boy no and having to keep pushing his hands away, but the boy did not listen and he assaulted her.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
The other boys taunted Daisy, saying that she should drink out of what they called the bitch cup, implying that she was unable to drink and keep up with the boys.
That's not what I don't think that's what a bitch cup is.
Well, that's how it was explained in the documentary I watched. But
oh, interesting. I know a bitch cup to be a different thing, but
what's that? How do you know?
So, in my experience, a bitch cup is when you're playing a drinking game there that has like one person is the loser, and that's the result of the game. The punishment for the loser is the bitch cup, which is everyone pours in a little bit of their drink, and obviously they're all different drinks, into one cup, and then it becomes disgusting, and then that's the bitch cup. So if you lose, then yeah, you drink the bitch cup.
That sends shivers down my spine. No.
Yeah, I've drank a couple bitch cups in my day, and let's just say I don't miss that part of college.
Okay. Well, maybe that was what they were doing and I misunderstood it. But either way, Daisy, who had older brothers, took all of this as a challenge.
Of course, yeah.
However, foolishly. And she was determined to prove to them that she was not just a girl, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And by her own admission, Daisy stated that she drank the equivalent of 11 shots or so.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad to see that she was speaking after this, because I would be really worried that she would pass away from that much alcohol.
Okay, hold that thought.
Okay.
She also stated that the last moment she clearly remembered about that night was that a dog had come into the room and sat on her lap. And she had exclaimed excitedly at its presence, and everyone told her to keep the noise down.
Interesting.
So she was not exactly conscious for everything that happened next.
Oh, no.
Paige has said that she wishes she had the wherewithal to fight back harder, because maybe if she had, that night she may have played out very differently.
Mm-hmm.
Paige says that she could initially hear Daisy and the other boys talking in the other room for a short time, but then it got quiet.
Uh-oh.
That was when Barnett took Daisy into a different room.
Oh, no.
When Paige emerged from the room she was brought into, she was told to sit on the couch and wait.
Oh, no.
Whenever one of the boys went into the room that Daisy was in, Paige could see Daisy lying half on the bed, half on the floor, completely unable to speak.
Holy
no.
crap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she needs her fucking stomach pumped.
When the boys were done, they had to pick Daisy up and slide her through the window because she couldn't even walk.
That's so fucked.
Paige said they essentially had to drag her to the car. Paige also witnessed the boys panicking in the car, trying to figure out how they were going to drop Daisy off at her home without alerting her brothers.
Right, yeah, she's fucking wasted.
100%, completely gone. The boys eventually told Paige to go inside and go to sleep, and that they would wait for Daisy to kind of come to and sober up, and then they would help her inside.
Ugh.
Not knowing what else to do, Paige, I mean, keep in mind, she's 13 years old.
Literally a baby.
Yeah, Paige went inside, and she effectively blacked out.
Yeah, that makes sense. She also had way too much.
At around 5 a.m., Daisy's mother awoke to a noise and looked outside to see Daisy laying on the ground outside.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
They just left her there?
Yep. Keep in mind, this is January.
No. Oh my
God.
God. And she is full of alcohol, so she is extra cold.
Yes. Daisy had on only sweatpants and a t-shirt, and her hair, which had been wet, was frozen to the ground.
No.
Holy crap.
Melinda,
I don't know how she survived. Oh my God.
Her mother saved her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Melinda, Daisy's mother, and one of her brothers got her inside, and they started warming her up with a blanket. After worrying that Paige might be outside also, they found her in Daisy's room, and they were asking her a million questions that Paige didn't really know how to answer.
Right.
Now, Melinda was astute enough to begin filling up the bathtub with cool water
Right. Yep.
to
She knows
help,
what to do.
exactly, to help ease Daisy into slowly warming up her body, etc. So
Mm-hmm.
it was as she was disrobing Daisy that she noticed that Daisy was particularly red around her thighs and her groin.
Oh, poor baby.
This was the first moment that Melinda began to suspect that something more than what she had initially thought had taken place.
Oh, God.
Melinda brought Daisy and Paige to the hospital, and a rape kit was used on Daisy as hospital staff talked to both girls.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
thing. That is so fucking awful.
Daisy's blood alcohol level was a 0.135.
Oh my, and a
Holy
14-year-old.
And hours after the fact.
Right. Oh my
Oh,
God.
And as we've stated in other episodes, the legal limit to drive is a 0.08. The first time Daisy spoke to police, she still had a good amount of alcohol in her system and couldn't remember many details of anything. So her initial report is really fucked up.
That makes sense. Sometimes it slowly comes back.
Now, Daisy's brother had retrieved her phone from the yard and saw that she had been texting the previous night with Matthew Barnett. Her brother was obviously appalled to find out that some of his friends had participated in what happened to his sister.
Obviously.
In this weird line of jurisdiction, due to where the Colemans lived, they had to call the sheriff's office rather than town police to report what had taken place.
Interesting. Yeah, because it just wasn't in the same town.
Yeah, like they were just outside the line. So it's a little weird.
Interesting.
So the police brought in all the boys that were present during Daisy's assault. During his interview with police, Barnett admitted to having sex with Daisy, although he
Ugh.
claimed that she was not very drunk at the time.
Fucking bullshit.
He also admitted that she told him she was 14 years old.
Disgusting.
Arrests were made within 4 hours of Daisy and Paige reporting their assaults.
Wow.
Now, for Paige, all of this would resolve fairly quickly. The boy that assaulted her admitted to what he did. He said that she was a little on the drunk side and had said no, and he accepted the consequences that came with that. Over and done, aside from living with the trauma and the guilt of what happened to Daisy.
Right.
However, that would not be the case for Daisy.
That's so sad.
The entire town, especially the high school that she and her brother attended, turned on the Colemans right away.
Are you
What?
fucking serious?
why?
This
Huh?
is so sad and tragic. You have no idea.
And they're like literally acknowledging that the same night one girl was assaulted, and they're like, "Oh, nope, this other girl's lying."
Oh, just wait. You're going to fucking hate it.
I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad.
Daisy's brother stated that the Monday after everything that happened was a completely different world than the Friday that preceded events.
Ugh.
Daisy and her brother were shunned at school, and the bullying of Daisy began.
Oh my fucking God.
People were calling her a liar and worse. Daisy had to remain silent because she was advised not to say anything that could damage her case.
Oh,
Oh my God, that's
this
miserable.
poor baby girl.
It was soon uncovered that Barnett had made a video of Daisy's assault.
Oh my God, what?
Yep. The video was filmed by another boy in the room and was apparently only about 5 to 10 seconds long,
Oh.
but was soon deleted after the arrests were made.
Ugh.
The deleted video was unable to be recovered, so it was not able to be used as evidence against Barnett.
Oh, this
such
fucking
shit.
monster.
Police claimed that when something is deleted from an iPhone, that it is unrecoverable.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, I do too. So my argument is, if this was a murder case, they would have fucking retrieved that video.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I think that there's some truth to that. That
Is
I
there?
think iPhone has good features. Like normally you can recover things basically because of how computers' memory works. If you just delete something, you're basically deleting the link that your computer uses to find that piece of information in its memory. But if you search throughout its entire memory, you can still find it. iPhones must immediately write over that spot in their memory with just like random data when they delete something. So it's actually fully deleted. Like that would be possible. I imagine that's how that works.
Huh. All right. I'll take your word for it. I don't use Apple products, so I have no idea. But that's
Me neither,
good to know.
but I can see how that would work. And I have lots of computery friends. This is welcome to Joyous's Tech Talks.
I just looked into it real quick. When you delete files from the iCloud drive or the On My Device in the Files app, they go into your recently deleted, and after 30 days, your files are permanently deleted.
So what if you go into recently deleted and delete it again?
You could probably do that.
Because the police are saying that they couldn't find this video, which is fucked up.
It is fucked up.
So one officer involved in this case even went so far as to state that maybe Daisy made these claims because she wanted attention.
Are you
Are
shitting
you
me?
kidding
What?
me?
Fucking asshole.
Oh,
That's nauseating.
After months of waiting for any word on a court date, Melinda, Daisy's mother, was told by Paige's mother that all the charges against the boys were dropped.
Are you kidding me? What?
No one had even bothered to call the Colemans.
what the
Oh, that's
fuck?
just shit.
What the fuck?
Prosecutors argued that the charges were dropped because they felt that they would be unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Barnett had assaulted Daisy.
That's like I can't believe there's nothing in the rape kit that proves it even.
So as it turns out, Barnett's grandfather is a former state trooper and a former state representative.
Oh, I see what you mean about why they weren't finding evidence now.
Yes.
Hmm.
So Paige's mother went on to state that in small Midwestern towns, kids like Barnett are sports heroes in their community, and no one wants to see that boy get in trouble.
That's not unique to fucking anywhere.
No, but the best thing she said was, quote, "The wrong boy raped her," unquote.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a really dark quote.
it is
Yeah.
really fucking dark, but man, it's true.
So that same douchebag cop that I quoted earlier, he went out of his way on this documentary to point out that the age of consent at that time in Missouri was 14.
What?
Oh my fucking God, that's
No.
nasty.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Now to be clear, the actual age of consent is 17 if the other party is over 21.
Right.
However, Missouri has, and I kid you not, it is called a Romeo and Juliet clause.
Yeah, it's about like the
Oh,
difference in
God.
ages.
Right. And it states that if both parties are aged from 14 to 20, it's not illegal.
Oh, that's just sick.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong and
Yep.
fucked up, and I hate it.
Yeah.
A
So-
20-year-old and a 14-year-old is legal? That's fucked up.
Under Romeo and Juliet.
See,
like
like those, it's interesting because those laws exist in different forms in different states. Like, I recall when I was a teenager that in Massachusetts, where I grew up, it was like a 2-year buffer where it's like 16 is the age of consent, but only if the other partner is 18 or younger. And it's like, it has to be less or a 2-year difference or less, or else it still qualifies as statutory rape.
Right. You have to have basically been going to high school together.
Exactly, which I think like even a senior and a freshman gives me a little bit of ick. Actually a significant amount of ick if I'm being honest. But you need to at least have gone to high school together or else no.
Yeah, 14 and 17. I see where you're saying ick, but again, you're both
Because
in the
also
same
freshman and
school.
senior could be 14 and 18.
That same officer pointed out that there were text exchanges between Daisy and Barnett that alluded to her consenting,
Ugh.
as if that somehow outweighs the fact that she was intoxicated.
Literally not how consent works. Also, consent can be revoked at any point.
Exactly.
The fuck.
So
But
maybe
also, alluding to consent does not equal consent.
Also that. It's a fuck yes sir, it's a fuck no. That's what I always say.
and you know what? Maybe for such a short-sighted douche nozzle, that means it's okay for all that to happen to a 14-year-old. I don't know.
Well, and it's also different because, he's an athlete and he's untouchable.
Well, he was asked how he felt about someone either being unconscious or unable to say no. But he deflects that question and says that's for lawyers and courts to decide.
Ew, I hate this fucking man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
He is. And when I get to the part about the documentary, I'll tell you what it's called so you can go watch it and get his name and we can send him hate mail.
Slay.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
So at this point, the news of Daisy's case makes national headlines. There was outrage in online communities, and the infamous hacking group Anonymous soon called out the town of Maryville for failing Daisy.
Wow.
Anonymous called for further investigations into Daisy's assault case. At the time, Daisy stated that she had hoped that the entire country hadn't had to have known about her case. She only wanted the few people in the state government to be motivated to do something. Didn't
Right.
necessarily
It sucks
want
to have
everybody.
everybody to know.
So people online essentially attacked the town through social media and split the town into two groups.
Oh my God.
There were those that supported Daisy, and there were those that thought she was lying. Michael Schaefer, reporting on the incident from the New Republic, described Maryville, Missouri as a, quote, lawless hellhole.
Oh, damn.
In 2014, a special prosecutor, Gene Parkers Baker, was put in charge to reinvestigate the case. It's funny how Anonymous was able to motivate these people, but
yeah, I mean, they're like, that's like the whole internet mobilizing sometimes. It can be a lot.
well, I wouldn't want to piss off Anonymous. I'm not going to lie.
No, you don't. You don't want to be on the bad side of an internet mob.
No. So Baker tried to retrieve the phone to possibly get the video, but the phone was gone. Barnett was charged with endangering a minor for having left her out in the cold while she wasn't conscious.
Wait, who do they charge with that?
Matthew Barnett, the
Okay.
17-year-old.
Interesting.
He was sentenced to probation in juvenile court.
Are you fucking serious?
I swear to God.
That's insane. That's actually insane. Even for the one charge that he did have. Probation?
Yeah, probation. That's
Ew,
it.
I hate this world.
Now, I swear to God, I'm not purposefully attacking this one shithead police officer, which is why I haven't used his name. I didn't put it in my notes. But this dickhead had to add yet one more insulting comment to the mix.
Of course he did.
Ugh.
He said that he felt like all the boys involved were able to move forward with their lives and were able to make something of themselves, implying that the victims should be able to do that as well. Because he
That's
felt
so fucked up.
because he felt the girls were just as culpable.
Ew, I literally hate him. Are you sure you don't want to use his name?
No, you can look it up in the documentary. Fuck this guy.
All right. Fuck this guy.
But he is a cop, and I'm not going to antagonize cops.
Yeah. Well, you and me are not the same person.
No, we're not.
I think that people who deserve to be agonized deserve to be agonized.
Yeah,
That's all.
well, so the town, and especially the students at the high school, stepped up their bullying.
Are you fucking serious?
Daisy would be pushed into physical confrontations, and the online bullying really ramped up, and their home was repeatedly vandalized.
Oh, literally this poor girl.
Melinda lost her job because of all the things that were happening around them.
Oh my God.
And it was at this point that Daisy considered killing herself for the first time.
Oh,
The
poor
Colemans
thing.
The Colemans moved out of town because someone set their house on fire.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Yeah. They returned to the town of Albany, Missouri, because they did still own that house that they had shared with Daisy's father. Daisy at this point fell into some dark places where she began self-harming and trying to kill herself. Her mother, Melinda, stated that every door in their house was broken due to her and or her sons having to break them open when Daisy tried to overdose in different rooms.
Oh my God.
With Melinda's help, Daisy joined a sexual assault survivor group that helped her regain a part of herself. Hearing what happened to other girls and how they processed and pushed through their pain and trauma helped give Daisy a sense of community. Daisy and her older brother Charlie went on to advocate nationwide for sexual assault survivors. The Huff Post named Daisy as one of the 13 most fearless teens of 2013.
Absolutely. Ugh.
That's awesome.
Daisy's story was featured in the 2016 Netflix documentary Audrey and Daisy. Audrey was another young teen and a rape victim. Audrey Pott killed herself in 2012, 8 days after she was sexually assaulted at a house party by 3 teenagers, and footage of the attack appeared online.
Oh my God.
Audrey was 15 when she was assaulted at the party by 3 16-year-old boys in Saratoga, California.
Oh, poor thing.
Naked pictures of Audrey were posted online, and she was intensely bullied.
Oh my God.
Those boys have since been held legally accountable.
Well, thank fucking God
Okay,
for
good.
that.
Both Daisy and Audrey were recipients of the 2016 Cinema Eye honor as, quote, as unforgettable, memorable nonfiction film subjects. Daisy then went on to attend Missouri Valley College. She also co-founded Safe Bay, which was short for Before Anyone Else, a nonprofit organization aimed at ending sexual assaults in schools. In June of 2018, Daisy relocated to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and was working as a tattoo artist.
Pretty badass.
It's awesome. She started working on a second film project called Saving Daisy, focusing on her recovery process, her post-traumatic stress disorder, and her use of CBD and other forms of therapy. She actually also acted in a movie called Texas Death Trippin'. It's, how do I put this? Daisy is a bright light in a shitty film. I actually watched it. Right? It's on YouTube if anybody wants to watch it. It's terrible. It's 90 minutes of your life you're not going to get back.
All right, good, noted.
It's literally a low budget ripoff of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
And the soundtrack must have been by like one of the guy's bands or his friends or someone. It's awful. But I watched it because Daisy was in it. Daisy also started modeling, especially for alternative style projects. I will post some photos because she looks amazing. Even if in some shoots you can tell she's extremely thin at certain points, which at that point I thought it was kind of concerning.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to interject at this point something into Daisy's story here. And I want to specify that I am in no way saying that I was a friend of Daisy's or that I knew her in any real personal way. But after watching that documentary, I did reach out to Daisy. She was raising money for the Saving Daisy project, and I was curious about it and messaged her and started talking. And I donated money to it, and I asked her for an autographed photo. She sent me a photo as well as a business card for her tattoo shop that she was working at the time. It was a real brief interaction, but at this point, I continued following her on social media.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very small thing here, but I have this amazing autographed photo of her that now has a hell of a lot more meaning to me than most of the other autographs that I have.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's June of 2018, and her younger brother Tristan died in a car accident at 19 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so much for one person.
Now, I remember seeing this post at the time. I think it was on Twitter, and this account no longer exists. So a lot of this I can't verify any longer. But after that, over the course of the next year or so, Daisy's posts on Twitter and Instagram, while she was working at that tattoo shop and afterwards, they became more erratic. You could tell she wasn't really dealing with things well. So in 2020, Daisy was posting increasingly unsettling posts showcasing that something was clearly bothering her.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has having 3 times as awful of a time in 2020.
Right. Now, I distinctly remember seeing a post that said something along the lines of her being afraid of a potential stalker and that she was afraid. Now, I do want to note something here. When she sent me that autographed photo, there was a return address on that envelope. I remembered staring at that envelope thinking to myself, this has to be her tattoo shop. There's no way she would put her address on there.
I would hope.
So I went and looked it up on Google Earth, and it was an apartment building. So I don't know. I don't know if she used her real address or not. But if I'm not the only person she may have sent things to, someone else may have had her address.
Oh, no.
Yeah. After that post about the potential stalker and her being afraid, Daisy never posted again.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Daisy died by suicide on August 4th, 2020, at the age of 23.
Oh, that's so sad.
Daisy
Poor
fatally
thing.
shot herself at her home in Colorado Springs while reportedly on a FaceTime call with her on-again, off-again boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Talk about traumatizing.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Daisy's mother, Melinda, confirmed this news to TMZ, elaborating that the police discovered Daisy's body after she requested that they do a wellness check.
Oh.
She also publicly mourned her daughter's death on her personal Facebook page, writing, quote, "She was my best friend and amazing daughter. I wish I could have taken the pain from her. She never recovered from what those boys did to her, and it's just not fair. My baby girl is gone," unquote.
Oh, that's so sad.
Unfortunately, this tragic story does not end there.
Oh no.
On December 6, 2020, Daisy's mother, Melinda, posted a series of posts and pictures of Daisy on her Facebook page. Melinda captioned these photos with, quote, "There aren't enough I love yous I could have said when I was holding your cold, broken, dead body."
Oh.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Oh, that's so fucking awful.
"I held you like a baby anyway, my baby, the baby I held when you first came into this world. It was always my greatest honor and joy to be your mother and best friends." Hours
Oh.
later, Melinda also died by suicide.
Oh, God.
No, that is so fucking awful.
A close friend of Melinda's, Tammy Piburn, revealed that she died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, just like Daisy had.
That's so heartbreaking.
There is reports that her mother posted somewhere on social media that Daisy's bullies had won, but I couldn't find that.
Oh,
So
awful.
I don't know where Daisy's two remaining surviving brothers are today, but I hope they are able to find some peace and happiness in their lives because they really deserve that.
They lost so much of their family.
It's crazy.
Oh,
Like,
beyond awful.
and I'm going to post pictures. Daisy really, I mean, she was a model, but even watching her in the documentary and the younger part of it, she's still strong. You can see it in her trying to push through it all. So it's just tragic that all of this just kept beating her down.
It is. It's just so much justice should have been served, and there are so many consequences to these things not being done.
100%. And there was an article, I didn't really read it because fuck Matthew Barnett, but apparently this guy heard about everything that happened and kind of said that he was sorry, but you know,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. He's that whole town. I mean, that whole town deserves to go up in flames.
Literally.
Yeah.
Eat shit and die.
But that was the case of Daisy Coleman and the Coleman family, as tragic as it is. And it's a bonus episode because there's no murder, although I feel like an entire town kind of murdered somebody.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think if your actions lead to someone's death by suicide, then you murdered them.
Yeah, pretty much. Crazy though. That one touches me because, like I said, I had no idea at the time when I reached out to her and asked for that autograph that any of this would take place. So, like, even though I'm not involved, I feel a little bit of a stronger connection. You know?
Yeah. Ugh.
Crazy.
It's so sad.
I'm just kind of stunned and just kind of shell shocked at the whole case and just the pain and sorrow that whole family had to go through, and just those two boys that are surviving, and to know that all this tragedy has struck them so early.
Yeah.
And how sickening that entire town was.
It's fucked up when I didn't even go into the depths of it. You should, I highly recommend watching the documentary Audrey and Daisy.
Okay.
It is powerful and you'll see the stuff I didn't even bother to include. It's fucked up. And you'll get the name of that police officer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I actually have a case we're going to be doing soon with more police ineptitude than we've ever had.
Oh, goody, my favorite.
Oh, can't wait to rant over that one.
Yeah, it's brutal. You'll see. It literally changed laws in that country. It was so fucked up.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, so thank you everyone for joining us on this tragic case. But I think Daisy Coleman deserves to be remembered, and that's why we wanted to do this episode.
Of course. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and definitely check out that documentary if you've never seen it. So, but thank you again. I am Janus Dead.
I'm Jameson Dead.
And I'm Joyous Dead.
And we'll see you all soon.
Bye.